we have to realize the work has just begun. We have to go out and make sure that nowhere in this country is there a place that someone says, you know what, politics doesn't matter. You know what, the candidates are all the same. You know what, nothing ever changes. Every single day, we have to go out and realize it's our job to persuade people that that's not the case. That's the way we show our patriotism. That's the way we say, God bless the United States of America. Let's go, Democrats.
My name is Elizabeth Bickford, and I'm from Enfield. I came when Dukakis was running against the first Bush, when the convention was in Lewiston. It's very different because it doesn't feel like business as usual. We feel like we really have an important job. Not that we don't always have an important job, but this time, after 8 years of Bush, it really feels like we need to turn the country back around, and it feels charged that way. I'm supporting Obama because I think that he has gotten out some of the critical young voters that are going to take the charge that we start here and keep it going. And I think he's been able to do that very well.
I want to ask you one question. Is there anyone in this room who would like to see a new direction, a new commitment, and a new future, and a new president of this country?
What began as a whisper has now swelled to a chorus that cannot be ignored, that will not be deterred, that will ring out across this land as a hymn that will heal this nation, repair this world, make this time different than all the rest. Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
February 10th. In town after town, Democrats and independents traveled over snowy roads and stood in long lines in freezing weathers to vote in your caucuses. And at the end of the day, Republicans had a turnout of 5,000, and we, the Democrats of Maine, had a turnout of 44,000 people. 44,000. Now that tells me that Maine is ready for change, that you're ready to move this country forward beyond the Bush-Cheney legacy. 19 months ago, I sat down with my colleague Barack Obama. We talked about possibilities, and finally we were in the Union League Club in downtown Chicago. It was 5 o'clock on a Friday night. And I said to him, Barack, what are you doing? He said, well, I'm going home. And I said, we keep talking about getting together. We got to do it. So we went off to a side room and closed the door, and the two of us sat down. And I said to him, my friend, when it comes to politics, sometimes you pick the time, and sometimes the time will pick you. And I urged him to take up the challenge of running for President of the United States. If there's ever a time when we need the leadership in the White House and in Congress to make a difference, it is now.
As you all know, our state's motto is Dirigo, I lead. And I want Maine to lead the change this country needs. Maine will lead by helping to elect a Democratic president, for a starter. Maine is going to lead America by strengthening the Democratic majority in the Senate so a Republican minority there can no longer filibuster the change we need in this country. And Maine is going to lead America by electing Democrats to the House in Washington, to the State House in Augusta, and to leadership in local communities across the length and breadth of the state of Maine. I ask each of you to reach out from now until Election Day to every city and town and neighborhood in Maine, to Democrats and Independents and Republicans, to build our team for change, not just for our party or even our state, but for all Americans. That is how Maine will seize this moment. Thank you for all that you do. Together, we're going to win this election and deliver the change we owe to future generations. Thank you all. Thank you all. You've been terrific. All of us.
And I come here tonight to ask you to not only nominate Tom Allen to be the next United States Senator from Maine, but to make certain that he's elected. Elected so that Maine has a strong voice standing for its values in the United States Senate. So the next Democratic President of the United States, Barack Obama, has a strong ally in the United States Senate. And so that the values that we cherish in Maine and Illinois and across America are honored with that new senator. Maine Democrats, thanks for waiting this late for this speech. It's my honor to be with you tonight. On to victory in November.